What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Super Mario 3D All-Stars, talk about some of the news surrounding this game that has been pretty controversial. Now, if you've checked out my live streams, I've talked about it on there, and I definitely don't want to step on anybody's toes here. So I want to first and foremost say I understand for some of the people that are frustrated with the release of this game in terms of how it's being done. We've heard about some cancellations. I know my brother reached out to me and he said, hey, you know what, they might have canceled mine, or they canceled mine in terms of GameStop. So maybe some of you guys are dealing with that in terms of the printing of this game. And I know like Base UK, they had the cancellations too. Now, I was able to secure multiple copies of the game myself at Best Buy in addition to Amazon, so we'll see exactly how those go through. And from what I understand, there's going to be Super Mario 3D All-Stars for $50 at Walmart. So Walmart will be selling it for $49.94 plus taxes. So you might want to get in on that. And they don't do the whole pre-order thing, or they might do the pre-order thing. I'm not exactly sure how Walmart works with it, but Walmart should have a number of copies on launch. So if you're looking to get the game at the best price, that's probably the place to do so, would be Walmart, which I wanted to talk about, you know, in terms of just letting you guys know about that as soon as I saw online. Now let's talk about some of the other things with this game. Now there's been some confusion in terms of how long this game is going to actually have prints and restocks and all that. From what I understand, obviously we're getting the printed copies of the game and also digital. Of course, September 18th is the launch date, but they will be in print from this point till March 31st of next year. So some people were saying that maybe it's just like a one-time shipment and that's it, but I don't think that's the case based on how it was worded. Based on how it was worded, it seems like they'll make prints of the game from not at this point till March 31st. So that's kind of how I'm taking it, just because that's how Nintendo said it would be done. But I think the big thing that everybody wants to talk about is, okay, well, what happens to these games after that March 31st cutoff date, right? What happens to them? Nintendo is going to remove them and they're going to be gone forever. And is that really going to happen? Is Nintendo really going to remove Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy from the eShop and it'll never be there again? And I don't think so. And I have a number of reasons why I don't think that's going to be the case, just because they never actually said that those games would never come back. What they said is that they're actually going to remove that SKU, stock keeping unit, which would be those three games together with the fonts and the music player and everything, that those three games come together on that one SKU on the icon on your Switch and everything. That's separate than them saying, okay, we're never going to have those games individually. I personally feel, based off of the games essentially being done on the Switch and emulated and everything, I think they'll definitely come back in one way, shape, or form. So for example, if we get N64 on the Virtual Console, I'm pretty sure Mario 64 would be on there as well. And I think that once they get prepped and ready for Super Mario Galaxy 2, because there's no way that you have Super Mario Galaxy 1 and not Super Mario Galaxy 2, especially with some of the teasing that's going on here, I think that, yeah, they're probably going to release Super Mario Galaxy 2 and of course say, hey, you can play 1 separately as well, or have it as a bundle package or something like that in terms of things. Now when it comes to Sunshine, yeah, once again, I think they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with GameCube and how that's going to be something that they're going to put into, let's say, maybe even a Switch Online, or just release like a GameCube selection of certain games. Maybe they say, hey, these GameCube games are going to be coming digitally that you can purchase for X amount of dollars. So I think that they're still kind of putting it together. Yes, definitely would have been great if they could have said something so we don't have people panicking and scrambling and saying, oh my gosh, this is horrible, I'm not going to be able to get this or that. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with some of the people in terms of things of maybe not being able to get it. Like, I can understand, you know, I can understand from that standpoint. And I think I didn't do a good enough job of making sure that I said that beforehand. But at the same time, like, if you really think that something is so bad and it's horrible and like you're so angry about it, you definitely shouldn't support that, which I've also talked about too, guys. So if something in your opinion you feel like it's, oh my gosh, this is such a horrible business practice and I hate this, you definitely shouldn't lend money to that same business practice. Otherwise the same thing could happen again if you think it's as bad as it is, which I've seen so many people say. So definitely put your money towards something else that you feel is more worthwhile. I did also want to talk about some of the prices with the game and everything like that, which is very interesting. I think that people have discussed, well, this game has done this, or this game has done that, or that game has done this, and I'm looking at it from somebody who's a collector, and I'm looking at the new copies of Super Mario Sunshine and seeing the prices of those, and I'm like, okay, I'll take this alternative, because getting Super Mario Sunshine physical in any type of way is not a cheap type of thing. It's actually extremely expensive. So I can understand for some people that want to use like Crash Bandicoot, or they want to use Spyro as examples, and that's completely fine if you feel that those games are worth it more, whatever. Well, those games are still available for people to go play instead of this Mario collection. So I understand from those people's standpoint, and once again, those games are available if you want to play them. I think that what makes this release special is the format that it's on, the versatility in terms of what you get, right? On top of that, the fact that Super Mario Sunshine and some of these games, if you wanted to buy them physically, are just ridiculously expensive. You kind of put all that together, that you can play anywhere that you want, and how expensive these games are, just trying to buy them physically other places. To me, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to pick this one up, just because Sunshine is it's 60 bucks, I think, even used, like use it 60 bucks or so. I understand that some people don't equate that same value to the games because it's been a certain amount of time that has passed by, but for many other people, especially collectors, I'm looking at the price and saying, okay, yo, that's pretty cool for me, at least, because I didn't buy a copy of Sunshine on the GameCube, and I collect the GameCube games. And I didn't buy a copy of it, and I'm glad that I didn't buy a copy of Sunshine on the GameCube, because now I can get this for a much better price, in addition to getting Mario 64 and also getting Mario Galaxy, and all of them are physical on one cartridge. That's pretty special and pretty unique, despite people saying that it's not too much. But once again, I don't want to step on any toes, guys. I understand from some of the people that are upset, or some of the people that are saying like, you know, they should have done this, and yeah, it definitely would have been better if they didn't. But for people who are collectors, people who like to have those limited shiny type of things, it's definitely special for those people. So I can kind of see it from both sides of the equation here. But I also want to talk about a number of other things here, guys. Nintendo put out a Super Mario 3D All-Stars overview trailer, which I thought about doing like a live reaction to, and like I looked at it and it's just so short. Maybe if it was longer I could do that, but the trailer looks really good. There's people that have talked about the emulation of the game that's kind of out there already, which once again, I'll have links and stuff like that, and kind of seeing how Nintendo got some things running on there, which is interesting as well. But I think it does give some hope, or it does give some, maybe some signs that Nintendo's going to bring over some other type of GameCube, Wii games, N64 and stuff like that in the future. We do have the, obviously, Zelda 35th anniversary that's coming up, and we do have next year would be the 3-year anniversary, right, of Nintendo Switch Online. So maybe we have N64, maybe we have something else that comes up in that time period as well, man. So I think that there's definitely some interesting stuff that could happen. There are some videos that I've seen from people saying that Nintendo's teasing Super Mario Galaxy 2 with the music, in terms of some of the things with the 3D All-Stars collection, which, you know, like I said, I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility. I personally feel, this is just me, it would be, I guess, speculation, but me just thinking logically, that Nintendo's definitely going to release these games individually at some point in some type of stuff to hype up just more Mario, or maybe even GameCube collection, or maybe even Wii games that you can play, or N64 and Nintendo Switch Online. I definitely think it's going to be coming back, because to me, that's just like a lot of money wasted. There's no point in actually getting the emulation done for these games and then not bringing them back, or not having them, which I know Nintendo didn't state that, but in the blurb, or the little fine print or text, or whatever you want to say, they just said that that will be removed in terms of all 3 games. They never said anything about individually the games never being re-released or anything like that. So it's my belief that that will happen. I think we might see something at like a Nintendo Direct, like not this year, but maybe early next year, something like that, where they talk about, okay, Galaxy 2's coming, and then also this, and this, you know. I think that we'll probably see something. I think they're probably finalizing those plans, and maybe they're just not ready to say it, or they just want to focus on people buying the game here. So not really sure, but I think it's coming. Just my own personal belief, guys, my own personal belief on that matter. But of course, you guys are free to agree or disagree, but I want to make sure that I stress once again, like, I understand for some people in terms of the release, and maybe if you got yours canceled or pre-order and all that, but it is available digitally for you guys to get. And once again, Walmart should probably be the go-to spot for some of you guys. If you just get there in the morning, I'm not exactly sure how it looks for some of you guys in different parts of the world. I know Walmart's not as in certain parts, but if you're here in the US, for sure, Walmart's going to have those copies. They're going to have quite a bit of them as well from what I'm seeing online. So if you just go in the morning, whenever they open, some people's Walmart's COVID is affecting them more than others. So you got to be careful in terms of like where you go. Make sure you wear a mask. Whatever the case is, make sure you keep your social distancing. But if you get there early, you should be able to get a copy. No problem, based on some of the stock allocations that I am seeing online. So should be interesting to see how it all plays out. But once again, I do understand what some people are saying when it comes to the limited release and stuff like that. I got multiple copies myself, man. So like, I'll just be honest. I like having these shiny things that are kind of really cool and not as many people have. So I mean, I like that. Because I'm like a collector when it comes to certain stuff. But I understand for everybody else, like I totally get it. So just wanted to make sure that I put my point out there across that. You know, like I can understand for other people. But what are you guys' thoughts on this when it comes to Super Mario 3D All-Stars? I would love to hear your thoughts. And how excited are you to finally get your hands on the game this Friday? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.